following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broken everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at Nye Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my Nye VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome, or visit us online at nyvwofrome.com.
Want to know what's going on at the D? Hit up DisruptionNetwork.net and check out our events calendar, brought to you by the Events Co. Find out about upcoming guests, special events, concerts, show schedules, community activities, and more. Get connected at DisruptionNetwork.net.
Welcome to EC Radio Podcast. We would like to thank all of our sponsors for joining the Disruption team, and we hope that you will support all of our sponsors. And of course, we appreciate you listening to this program.
EC Radio, Disruption Networks. EC Radio, Disruption Networks.
Wacky Wednesday. Today here on EC Radio. That's what we're doing. We're getting wacky. I'm definitely getting wacky off Utica Coffee today. That's for damn sure. Like I do every day. Wake the hell up is what they preach on a daily basis. And let me tell you, it wakes me up every day. Love this stuff. Absolutely love it. WakeTheHellUp.com. Thank you to Frank and Heather for all that they do for us here at the D. Also, much love to my friends over at the Utica Hemp Company. If you're living in pain, see if CBD works for you. It works for me every day. Stop into their 4 locations, talk to their knowledgeable staff, and try a sample of CBD. Maybe it'll help you with your ailments. Maybe you've got a headache, or maybe you've got some chronic pain, PTSDs. Maybe you're suffering from depression, or maybe you have arthritis like me. It helps me. I'm telling you. It helps you too?
No, I don't use it.
But you have arthritis?
I feel like I'm starting to get it in my left hand.
We're getting old, bro. We just try CBD. Go over to Utica Hemp. Try their 4 locations out. Go check them out. And you can visit them online at uticahempco.com. Also, much love to Nye Volkswagen in Rome. Mention this podcast, $250 off your next vehicle purchase by mentioning the D and Disruption and everything that we're doing here. You can visit them online at nyvwofrome.com. And love out to Saranac Brewery and EJA Moving Services, all our sponsors. We got a lot of sponsors out there. A lot of friends supporting us. That's for damn sure, man. What's up, Ryan Matter? Good to see you, bud.
What's happening, buddy?
How you been? It's been a while. Well, we've seen you at Animal Jam.
Animal Jam. Yeah, but I didn't get to come in.
Bro.
Dude, I was in and out so fast. That day was hectic. I had to go from the house and then go set up the PA for the band that night, drive all the way back from basically, what is that, like, Sylvan Beach area, just out past Sylvan Beach, come all the way back to Utica, play my set, and then haul ass back and get my ass back for the band show.
Man, killing it. Well, thanks for donating your time to the cause.
Oh, dude, anytime. I enjoy the hell out of that. Masucci and Moss, man, they do a great job with that.
They really do.
I look forward to it next year already.
Yeah. Yeah, they work their butts off on that thing year in and year out.
Oh, yeah.
They're out there doing it. And not only are they doing a good thing for Stephen Swan Humane Society, but they keep the local music community together, too, with events like that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it gets it's like the one way that everybody gets to see each other every year. Like, we get to do our one festival with Masucci for a good cause. And it's like, oh, hey, look, I haven't seen you all year. Hey, look at that. We're all here.
Yeah, because you're always gigging. They're always gigging. Everybody's always gigging.
Oh, everybody has to.
Yeah, you got to work. Got to keep grinding.
Oof, man, it's been a busy year.
How many shows you play this year?
So
far?
So far, I don't know, but on the books for the year, I got 277 that I played.
Wow.
And that's through December. I know I've added up everything that.
All of 2019.
Yeah, it's all 219.
Holy shit.
277 shows.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Now,
people always tell me, they're like, it's not really a job, and I look at them and I go, dude, I work more days than you do.
seriously. And longer hours, too.
Yeah,
People
there's a
don't
lot of
realize
hours.
that, like, you're first to arrive, last to leave, then you got to perform in the middle of all that.
And then you still got to drive home.
Then you got to drive home.
Yeah.
And that drive time, too.
Oh, no, drive time kills you. Actually, the drive out usually doesn't bother me. Like last week was, oh my God. Last week I was pretty much in Ithaca on Wednesday, and then came home, went out and played in Schenectady on Thursday with the band, came home, went back and played in Phoenix, just outside of Syracuse, on Friday, came home, and then played Frankfurt on Saturday.
It's almost better to live in your car.
I do. I pretty much already do. So, but yeah, no, it's been a great year. Like, I can't thank everybody enough for all the support that I've gotten just in the 2.5 years that I've been here. Like the fact that it took me about a year to kind of get myself settled, and then obviously with a lot of hard work, I booked 277 shows this year. So I can't, it's a lot of work, but I'm enjoying the hell out of it. So
Out of those 277, how many of those gigs are with the band? Less than half?
I would say about 80 of those were with the band this year.
Yeah. So less than half.
Yeah, just a little less than half. Starting to break away from the acoustic stuff, though.
Yeah. You prefer that?
Yeah, I prefer it.
Prefer to play with the band.
I prefer to play with the band.
Yeah.
It's just a different animal, you get to, acoustic after, 3-4 hour sets, you just kind of, it's monotonous, and it's always the same. It doesn't matter what you do to a song, it's still just an acoustic guitar. And I'm not one that uses the loopers and all that kind of stuff. Like, I stay as far away from that stuff as I can. So for me, 2 hours with an acoustic guitar is enough. But then, most of the shows are 3 and 4 hours. So it's like after the second hour, it's just kind of like, okay. But at least with the band, like, every song has its own entity. So it's like for 3 or 4 hours, it doesn't really matter because we're just jamming and having a good time. So
plus the energy levels.
Yeah, the energy,
higher.
yeah, way higher.
Who are you playing with? You're still playing with Dan, right?
Yeah, I got Dan Phillips on bass, who is phenomenal on the bass, and he's a phenomenal songwriter. And then I got a guy named Joe Sorbero out of Saratoga Springs playing drums.
It's a 3-piece?
Yeah, we're a 3-piece.
Right on.
Yeah, we tried the 4-piece thing there for a minute, and it didn't last. So instead of hunting down another guitar player, I was like, well, I play lead well enough to hold my own, so we might as well just keep it a 3-piece.
Have you ever played 270 gigs in 1 year before you came here?
The most I've ever done in 1 year was 291. Yeah, I did that my 4th year in Texas.
291, huh?
291 shows. That was a lot.
And that was that just by yourself, or?
That was I would say 20 of those were with a band. But that was me living in Texas and traveling the state all the time, and that was a busy year.
Find a lot of gigs in Texas. Huh?
Yeah, but I mean, it's a big place, so there's, you go 90 miles, you're still in Texas. You go another 90 miles, you're still in Texas. You go another 90 miles, you're still in Texas. You go another 90 miles, you're still in Texas.
Just keep going and going. And
going. It's never ending.
What are some of the things you've learned from being on the road and playing 290 gigs a year, and then that's something that you can implement into what you're doing in today's routine?
Not giving up.
Yeah.
Not taking no for an answer.
Excellent. Being persistent.
Yeah. I'm a hound.
Yeah.
Pretty much from the moment my eyes open and I turn my phone on, it's emails and phone calls and
you're on your
Facebook messages, and then I stay after it.
That's good.
It's a hustle. I can't I never get a chance to really say, okay, I'm going to take a break. Like 2020 is going to start out slow because I'm just I'm tired.
Well, this is your job, your business. Though,
Yeah.
you know, so you got to get after it. If you
If you want to make any money, I
got
gotta hustle. And, it's always funny to me when people think that, it's getting handed to me. And I'm like, no, dude, I work my ass off for it.
Right.
Like, there's a reason why I have the gear I have. It's because I play 270 shows a year.
Is that what you do? Like a lot of the money that you make, just put right back into gear?
Gear and bills. I mean, I think the two biggest expenditures I really have every month are guitar strings and gas.
Yeah.
Like I spend a lot in gas, but
we got to find you a Sunoco sponsorship.
I would take any kind of fuel sponsorship at this point. I'd take any kind of sponsorship at all at this point.
270 shows out of the year, man. It's amazing that you. And do you plan on doing 2020 270 gigs, or if not more? You said you're going to take a little time off in 2020, but
I'm going to take a little lull. Working on a new album. So instead of being tied up with a bunch of gigs, I really want to concentrate on getting the new album done. And then have basically rework the live show with the band. And, go into 2020 with, a new setup, new set list, new songs, and a new album to promote. So we've kind of started working on a couple of the new songs, and they're going along really well. It's just a matter of getting everybody enough time to get together and record everything. That's the hard part. Being so spread out. Like me and Dan are, relatively close to each other, so it's not really hard for us to get to work together. But, like having a drummer in Saratoga, it's an hour and a half for him to come out. So setting up schedules with him is, we do our best. And then, so from there, that's kind of going to be the goal for 2020. So we're still going to be playing a lot, but it's not going to be what it was this year.
Do you do a full length album?
Yeah, I'm going to do a full length.
Full length?
Yeah, it's going to be 13 tracks.
Will you press it?
Yes, this one I'm going to actually press.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to hand burn them like I have been.
Well, is it worth it to press CDs these days?
Yeah, actually it still is. I still sell them at shows. Like
Dude.
I that and digital download cards. I did my acoustic album with digital download cards, and those go pretty well. And then I got like the double disc set up, so I got both albums on one disc, and those sell pretty well. Mm-hmm. So people still like CDs. Don't get me wrong, like I still I still do a lot of my stuff comes from streaming, so a lot of my stuff comes from Apple and Spotify and stuff like that. But every now and again, still at a show, hey, a CD sale is gas money. So
indeed,
so it still helps. And people that buy the CDs, then they go and they start streaming it, because they don't always have access. They always have their phone in their hand, so they go and start streaming it, and then, you're kind of capitalizing on your fan base. So
what platform are you getting the most results out of?
Spotify. Yeah, Spotify.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's because it's the one that I use.
Okay.
So like I use it. So
you're on it more.
I'm on it, but at the same time, that's the one I promote the most, because that's the one I have the links all shared, and like that's the one that I have. And like I haven't even ever logged into Apple Music, so I don't even have the links of my own Apple Music stuff. So like I don't share it.
Out there.
But yeah, but it's all out there. It's all out there on Spotify, Deezer, CD. Well, I did the one album through CD Baby. So, but it's all it's all everywhere. Like it's on YouTube. It's on Tidal. It's on Apple Music. It's on iTunes. It's on all your platforms. Like we found out the other day, it's on Napster. So like
Napster's still around?
Yeah, Napster's still around with Rhapsody, I guess. Huh. So, but like I found out the other day it was on Napster because a friend of mine sent me a picture. He was like, "Hey, you're on Napster," and I'm like, "Great." That infected my computer more than once when I was a kid.
Yeah, these streaming platforms are where. Well, it's weird because the percentages are off. Like, do you know your percentage that you're getting from Spotify?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
And it's way out of whack, right?
Well, I mean, yes and no. It sucks. It's not what it used to be.
Yeah. Well, it used to be more.
Well, I mean, you used to make more.
Really?
You used to make more off sales.
Now with all that the bill that got passed recently. Spotify
fought it.
Oh, they did.
Spotify fought it.
The modern.
Yeah. See, Spotify at one point in time was paying half a cent a spin, so like 0.005. Per spin. So now it's like 0.0036. So they knocked off a little bit more of it, but like I've got one song that's done I've got an album that's done 1.5. So 1.5 million spins. It all equates in the wash. So I mean, I get monthly royalty checks from Spotify and Apple Music. So, like I'm not gonna. It's money. I mean,
right? Yeah.
Is it a lot of money? No, it's not a lot of money. But is it something to keep me going? Yeah, it's enough to keep me going.
Yeah.
So it's better than nothing. And I know a lot of musicians that piss and moan about it, and it's like it's your bigger artists that piss and moan about the percentages and stuff. But here's why: you have a publicist, you have managers, you have a label that has all their hands in your pocket. So yeah, your 50 million streams might only put $5 in your pocket, but it filled everybody else's pocket before it got to your pocket.
Yeah. A lot of people.
So, and a lot of people don't, they're not putting two and two together. Like back in the day when it was album sales, you got pretty much you got 50-50. So the record company got 50%, you got 50%, and an album at $10, you got $5 every time that thing sold. Well, now you're not getting that for every album sold. You're getting $3 for every album sold. So.
It never used to be 50-50, by the way.
No, I know it didn't.
Unless you're doing it yourself, which what brings me to this, too, is you're in the process of building a studio.
Yes.
And so you could do this all on your own nowadays.
Yeah, no, you can do everything in-house. It's kind of funny how many people, still... And don't get me wrong, going to a big studio is beautiful. It's a wonderful experience, and if you've never done it, you should look into going and doing it. But, growing up in LA and in the music industry, like I've been in the record plant, I've been in the Village, I've been into all the, I've been into Ocean Way West, so like I've been in all the big studios and stuff, and it's like, wow, yeah, okay, cool, it's here. Yeah, I know the history of this place, but it's still just a studio. Mm-hmm. Good for you. You got a SSL 60 channel board.
Well, that way you could set your own levels and do it the way you like it. Your preference, and what you're hearing. Sometimes when you go into these studios, it's blind. You're just meeting each other. They don't really have a grasp of what you're doing, and who knows, they might not be into the same genre of music that you're putting out.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what happened with the last record. Like, he was a very, very prolific hip-hop producer.
Okay.
So to do a rock record, like, my drums are really thin, like, in my opinion. Like, I've had a lot of people tell me the album's great, and it's just not to my standard. Mm-hmm. If you're listening, please go get the record on Spotify or anywhere else, and please enjoy it. But there will be new music coming soon.
I've got a couple of those albums out there too where I just listen to it and just cringe. I'm like, I don't want to hear that again. In fact, I don't even own them anymore.
Right.
I just give them away. I give them away.
Yeah, no, going back, I just used 50-50 as an example because that's the easiest equation.
Right, totally. We got a couple of people checking in. Leanne Fuller saying, hey, Ryan Matter.
What's up?
And Dan Phillips he's like, where's my motherfucking movie check?
Motherfucker.
Does he do some songwriting with you? Do you guys collaborate a lot, or majority yours?
Actually, right now the majority of it's mine, but he's got his own thing. So like a lot of his stuff he uses in his thing. So, if you're tuned in right now, yeah, please feel free to look up Ryan Matter on any of your digital platforms, but at the same time look up Daniel Phillips too. Especially if you're into like Johnny Cash style hooker murdering type songs. That's the if you're into zombies and murdering hookers and Johnny Cash all in one, like, you're gonna love Dan Phillips stuff.
It's a new genre.
It is. I call it zombie cash.
Dan's been doing it for a while, man. There's been a lot of bands throughout many years, and he's been doing it. So big ups to Dan.
Oh yeah, no, man. He's been with me now for just over a year. Our first show was July of last year. And we actually did our 1-year anniversary show out at the Power Park. That was like our 1-year show, and like that was a blast.
What gigs you got coming up this week?
This week I'm solo all weekend. Actually, because Dan does his October stuff. So I booked up acoustic. But this week, Thursday, tomorrow, I'm at the Scriba Town Inn, just outside of Oswego and Scriba. And then Friday, where am I? Good question. Oh, I'm at Monterey's in Pennoville, a solo.
Man, you're all over the place.
Oh, yeah. And then Saturday, I'm doing 16 Stone Brewery's Halloween party.
You
So
book
that'll
your
be
own
fun.
gigs?
Yeah.
So everything's on your own?
Yeah.
All of it?
I do it all myself.
You're in-house.
Yeah, I do everything myself.
Merchandise, got any of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, T-shirts?
I got
posters,
T-shirts, CDs, koozies, stickers, keychains.
Another revenue source, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
People want it, that
It all
tangible
helps.
thing. Kind of goes back to the whole CD thing, too, and I've had a lot of people. I have this conversation about CDs a lot with the musicians that come on, if it's worth it to get them pressed or not. And a lot of them do say it is worth it because at the shows, they want something tangible in their hands, physical, instead of a, like you mentioned earlier, too, with the cards.
Yeah.
You can go, but you got to wait till you get home.
Yeah.
To whereas the CD, well, some,
CD just goes right in the car.
They go
Well,
right-
some.
some,
I mean,
yeah.
some new cars don't even have CD
I
players.
don't have one.
That's weird, isn't it?
It is weird. And I think they need to start putting them back in the cars.
Yeah. Well, everybody's gone to,
Digital phones.
I can plug my phone right into that line out, and I just listen to the streaming. I listen to the songs I want to listen to.
Yeah, true. True.
You
But
know,
what
like
if you
I-
don't have Wi-Fi?
Well, I have unlimited internet, so.
That's the thing too. But with the CD, you just put it in the
Yeah, you just put it in the CD player and go.
But yeah, nobody has a CD player anymore.
Nah.
I think they stopped making CD players after 2012 or something. I don't know.
Something weird. That's okay. I bought my Suburban. It still doesn't have speakers in it. I've got an Alpine deck with no speakers.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding. So let's talk about the studio. You're building a studio.
Yeah, I'm building a studio at my house.
How big?
3-car garage size.
Okay.
It's upstairs in my garage,
Gotcha.
which is like a barn. And it was full of like old, it's old 150-year-old wood that's been up there forever. So, I mean, the building has been there for 100 years.
Wow.
So, so it's all old wood and stuff like that. So I've been cutting it down and cleaning it up and then cleaning up all my mess up there. And it's going to be the main tracking room, one ISO booth, or probably 2 ISO booths, and then my my main room. So
You got a big old console.
no, actually, what I'm going to use is just a itty bitty little computer.
Oh.
But for now, I've got a probably what I'm going to use for the next record, and we're probably going to use it for Dan's next record, is the digital Porta Studio. So I've got a DP32, which is the Tascam 32 channel. So we're going to use that, I think, for Dan's next acoustic record and our full band record.
And bring it on the road with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, we're talking about doing a live record in 2020, so I think that would be fun.
Just take the best clips from each night.
Yeah, exactly. So.
It's modern technology. You could do that nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Which is amazing.
I see, it's kind of funny. I can actually do it right through this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you can do it right to your phone.
How many voice memos do you use? Do you use the voice memo on your phone?
Surprisingly, no.
No, you don't use it for, like if you got ideas or anything like that?
No, because usually when I get ideas, I'm driving. And I don't like having it in my hand anyway. But typically when I get ideas, it's usually just little blurbs of stuff that doesn't make sense, trying to keep myself awake at the end of the night.
Dan's checking and he says he wants the new album on 8-track.
Oh, he wants the new album on 8-track? Oh, okay. Are you paying for it?
We're going on tape.
I'll do it. You pay for it.
The Analog Kings. Yeah, it's expensive actually to do stuff like a vinyl nowadays.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Actually, I thought about doing a limited run on some vinyl.
Yeah.
Doing the new album, or like doing a couple of maybe the singles or something like that, and doing a little press. But doing it like a limited edition thing with like pre-orders or something like that, and then you get the CD and the vinyl, and like probably something else to go along with it or something. But until I start getting music recorded, I don't know that I'm gonna start thinking about pre-orders and all that stuff.
Yeah, vinyl comes out to be like $25 per vinyl.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. And if you want to make some sort of profit, you got to sell it for like $50 or something like that.
Yeah, it's unreal.
I see like a lot of these festivals that I work in the summertime, and bands, the popular ones, the major ones, they all have vinyl out now.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's quite a thing, but they're selling them for $50-$60
It's $50-$60 per, and they're selling like hotcakes. It's like Jesus Christ! I remember when I had my vinyl and it was $1.
Literally like hotcakes, because these people at festivals, and mind you, it's like the middle of June, July, August, the middle of the summer.
Yeah.
These people will buy vinyl.
Yeah.
And then you know what they'll do with the vinyl? Is they'll get it and they'll just put it like on the back of their car in the window so it melts.
Yeah,
So you just paid $60 for this melted vinyl. Like, great job, kid.
Yeah, because they're geniuses these days.
Yeah, no doubt. That's a whole nother podcast.
Oh Jesus!
Did you see? I posted this thing today, and I know we talked about it when you first came in, but Eddie Van Halen was at a Tool show last night, and some kid asked Eddie Van Halen if he would take a picture of him at the stage, like not with Eddie in the picture.
No, yeah,
with the stage behind him, and he asked Eddie Van Halen to take the picture of him. Like, he had no idea who he was asking.
I love the fact that Wolfgang was sitting behind him and took a picture of it.
Took a picture of him taking the picture. It's hilarious. What a laugh.
It's like, dude, those are probably two of the greatest musicians in the world, and you're asking for a picture from one of the greatest guitar players of all time.
Imagine that kid this morning when he wakes up and finds
and his whole picture was
for social media.
And he went viral.
He went viral big time.
I bet he felt like a horse's ass.
That kind of happened to me too. I was working the Rolling Stone show in Buffalo, and Richie Sambora had come walking in, and he's dating that Orianthi.
Yeah, Orianthi.
And I didn't know that was her.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the security guard wouldn't let Richie Sambora in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you don't know who this is. Let him in. He's good. And the guy's like, Z says you're good. You're good. Come on in, right? So Richie's like, thanks, dude. And I'm like, can I get a picture? He's like, yeah, for sure. So I handed Orianthi, not knowing that's Orianthi.
Yeah.
I had no idea. She had this big hat on. She had no idea.
With her big, yeah.
So I handed her my camera, my phone, and me and my buddy getting the picture. And we're with Richie Sambora taking a picture. And then the next day I find out that was Orianthi. I'm like, damn it.
I should have had both of them.
But I would have at least known that was Eddie Van Halen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm just glad to see he's out and about with all the stuff that's been coming up about his health and stuff here lately.
Yeah.
It's good to see that he's out and about.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
I wanted to see Van Halen continue on, but it looks like his health is kind of bringing that down a little bit.
Well, I mean, shoot, how long have they been doing it? 50 years?
Not 50, but since the early 70s.
Well, 70. Let's see, what was it? 70.
When they were in high school, they were playing in high school gigs and stuff like that. So that was like the mid 70s.
Yeah.
And then if you think about it, Van Halen 1 came out in 78.
I was going to say, was it 77 or 78?
78 when Running with the Devil and all that.
So, I mean, you're right there at 40 years.
41 years.
Yeah.
41 years professionally, and however long before that.
I mean, yeah, it was probably 3 years before that.
Van Halen was doing wedding gigs and stuff like that. Like they were out there and clubbing. They were the it thing.
Well, it's actually funny because if you watch on Reels, they were doing the Breaking the Band stuff, and the only reason that Roth got the gig was because he was rich and had a PA.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
They really didn't want him because he couldn't sing, as according to Eddie and Alex. He couldn't sing, but he had money, and they didn't. And so they were like, well, you're hired. You have a PA. So they gave him the gig.
The one thing you can't take away from him, though, even though his vocals aren't the greatest, but he's a great frontman.
Oh, no, he's a great frontman.
Always
hell of a talented showman.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And some of that makes up for loud vocals. But then when Sammy got into the band, not only Sammy had an amazing voice.
Yeah, and amazing songwriting ability.
He's an amazing songwriter. He was.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's super talented as a musician and a songwriter. And the stuff that came out of the Hagar days, I mean, that's some of the best stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Andy's checking in and says, and working with David Lee Roth will take 10 years off your life. It's probably true.
It is probably true.
He's very high maintenance.
Oh, very much so. Very much so.
Very high maintenance. I had a friend of mine that worked for Van Halen, and in David Lee Roth's dressing room, he wanted nothing in there. And she accidentally put a case of water in there, and he flipped out. He flipped out on her. He's like, I want you to think of my dressing room as a boxing ring, and it's just me in the ring, and that is it.
And that's it.
There's nothing to be in this dressing room whatsoever.
Yeah.
So,
no, he's...
All right, sorry, dude.
Yeah, he's He's something else.
You want a good laugh, or if you ever want to put yourself in check thinking you have ADD or ADHD, listen to his podcast, David.
Oh yeah, no.
Have you listened to
Yeah,
it?
I tried.
I can't keep up.
Dude, I tried. I got about like 20 minutes in, and I'm like, I can't take it. I can't take it. This is too much.
You can't keep up with the guy. And I have severe ADD.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I can't pay attention to anything.
No,
And trying to keep up with him, oh
No.
my God.
dude, it's just. It's like, whoa, what about the complete thought for what you were just talking about?
Right. If you could be in somebody's brain and body for 24 hours, like you wake up and be that person for a full 24 hours, who would it be? Just to see how their brain works. I put him on the spot.
I don't know.
Bring that up because imagine being David Lee Roth for 24 hours.
Oh man,
See what kind of spaz he is.
I don't think I'd make it. I think I'd be begging to leave. No, I mean honestly, I don't really know. Probably Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl.
Yeah, I think Dave Grohl would be cool. He's like the epitome of humble rock star these days.
He really
like,
is.
You know, oh, there's a fire burning in California. I'm going to barbecue for everybody.
Right. Or come to some random
I'm-
town and
yeah.
play for nothing really. And
Yeah, for 5 hours.
he's an amazing human being. Super cool too, and I've never heard a bad word about him. Working in the industry and everything. No, everybody loves that.
Everybody loves Dave Grohl.
And he's the biggest rock star out there.
Yeah, one of.
One of. But I mean, he's right there.
One of.
The A-list rock stars.
But I mean, even like, you know, it's the same with, he's getting a lot of flack these days because he honestly does not care. But Slash, you don't hear anything bad about Slash.
Yeah.
You know, have you ever listened to the instrumental that they did on Slash's first solo record with the Conspirators?
No.
Oh, dude, just
With
look it
Miles
up.
Kennedy or
Yeah.
the Snake Pit?
It's no. It's the first record that he did where he had Lemmy on it, he had Fergie on it, he had Miles on it, he had the guys from Wolf Mother on it, and like he wrote all the songs, but then he pitched it to different singers, which is how Miles got the job because they did the Going Back to Cali song that was on it, and then Miles got the job working with everybody, and then they became Slash and Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. But there's a track on there that's all instrumental, and it's Duff on bass, Slash on guitar, Dave Grohl on drums. It's cool as shit to listen to.
I have to check that out.
Yeah, it's cool.
I have to check that out. And Dave Grohl is just all around super talented.
Yeah.
Like, he'll play whatever you need.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Well, and see, like their last record, they did it at his house.
Yeah.
Like they pulled Butch Vig in, and like they did it at their house.
That's a great documentary, too.
Yeah, it is.
Andy's saying Robin Williams before he got medicated would be an interesting brain.
Oh, that would be an interesting brain.
That
That would be an interesting brain.
For sure. I'd be in Rainbow's head. I'd like to be in Rainbow's head for 24 hours just to see what the hell goes on in his head. Seriously. Nobody loves life more than Rainbow.
No.
He's out there doing his
No.
thing. Have you ever invited him up to come jam with you?
Yeah.
Have you?
I tried at Lucan's one night, but then he left before I could do it because he was trying to get me to play a song for him, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then I was getting ready to call him up, and he was walking out the door, and I was like, oh, well, there he goes.
He's out there. I'm surprised. He's right there.
Yeah.
Taking that call. He's always right there. He comes up to me. He goes, I got a 23-piece orchestra now. Okay, beautiful.
Awesome.
That's the question of the day. If you could be somebody for 24 hours, who would it be? Just to see what they live like or what they think and all that. That's the question I'm opening up to the public today. Who would be the person that you would want to be for 24 hours? I'd be Derek Jeter, too. That would be another one.
That would be interesting.
Some kind of pro athlete. Have to be.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, have to be. Anyways, so big stuff coming up in the works. You got the album coming out. You got a title for the album?
Darker Side of Life.
Darker Side of Life.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit more of a dark album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little darker.
From experience.
Yeah.
Most of the songs you.
Yeah.
So all your songwritings are through your personal experiences.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah. There's a couple of them, I mean, that, were just things that I've seen and things that I've witnessed, but for the most part, 90% of it is stuff that I've been through or stuff I lived through or stuff I've done, so.
You constantly writing?
No, actually, I've been in a lull because I've been playing so much.
Yeah.
I need to get back into it, but we went through so many issues this year. Like, we went through 16 drummers this year.
What?
Yeah.
16?
16 different drummers.
Well, that's what happens when you play 270 shows a year. 16 drummers?
16 drummers in a year.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a nightmare. So every time we would start to get comfortable with a group, like, they would leave. So, like, it was going back to the drawing board. So it was never, like, right as soon as I would start writing again, they'd quit, and it would be back to the grind of, I got to find a drummer because I got shows coming up. So, it always kept me right there in the midst of, okay, got to find a drummer. Play a show on Friday, play a show on Saturday. Usually it was a different drummer each day. And then, on Monday it would be, I got gigs coming this Friday and Saturday. I better find a drummer. Yeah, it got ugly real bad.
Man, scrambling.
Yeah.
Do you have like a pond you could fish out of for drummers?
I wish.
Yeah.
No, actually, my new drummer, he seems to be working out pretty well.
Yeah.
So he's in like I said, he's in Saratoga and stuff, but like he seems to be having fun, and like I told him, I said, we got to work on the new album. Like, that's how we're all gonna make some money. We got to catch it while the wave is up. The first album is doing so well that I want to get new material out there while it's up. So that way then it can catch the wave and hopefully not crest too fast when the new album comes out, but you never know. We'll see.
We'll see, man. Just putting it out there.
What goes up must come down at some point.
Yeah. Laws of gravity, right? And he's saying Dennis Rodman would be one he'd jump into.
The Worm.
The Worm.
The Worm.
Imagine being Dennis Rodman for a day.
Oh, boy.
Actually, I would want to be somebody completely rich.
Yeah.
Just so you could spend a shit ton of money. Just to see what it would be like.
No. I just write myself a check so the next day I'd be rich.
I like it. Perfect. That's perfect. Here you go. But then the next day you'd be styling and profiling, brother. Building a bigger studio.
Exactly.
Right?
Then I would have my giant console.
What about a fantasy band? What would be your fantasy band? You see how they do fantasy sports, fantasy football, fantasy hockey.
Fantasy band.
What would be your fantasy band?
Ooh. I really don't know.
Living or dead? It could be anybody. I
really don't know because, like the guys that I like wouldn't mesh well together.
It doesn't. That'd be cool though.
Yeah, but I don't think John Bonham on drums for Johnny Cash would work.
John Bonham's on drums would. I think it would. John Bonham could shuffle.
I don't know. That'd be crazy.
It would be pretty interesting.
No, it's kind of funny because I'm a huge Social Distortion fan. So like, I don't really need a fantasy band. My band still is around and kicking.
Mike Ness would be your guy.
Yeah, no, I've always. It's always funny. People ask me, like, who's my favorite guitar players? And they're like, oh, you're like, they always expect it to be like, Van Halen or Clapton. And it's like, yeah, Clapton's one of them. I'm not really into all the virtuoso stuff, all the I like somebody who plays like, I like BB King. I like Clapton. I like Stevie Ray. I like Mike Ness. I like the guys in Skynyrd, like the original Skynyrd. Alan Collins, Steve Gaines, Ed King, Gary Rossington. So those to me are like the epitome of really good guitar players because, Slash is one of them. Like their phrasing and their note selection and the way that they do stuff with their guitar, it has more heart to me than, say like Van Halen or Petrucci or, all the guys that are just phenoms. Like, don't get me wrong, they're great, but cool, you can play 10 million notes in a quarter section. Awesome. Where's the heart?
Where's the feel? Where's the soul?
Yeah, exactly. Like there's no, there's no emotion in it. So I like guys that when you listen to them, you can feel it. Like makes all the hair on your body stand up and be like, yeah, I felt that. So
I know what you mean. It's a lot about the feel, about the pocket.
yeah,
about the groove and the feel and just the heart and the soul that you got into it.
Oh yeah.
Like you said, a lot of those technical players they tend to overplay, put too many notes into a measure and stuff like that. But let's see you groove out a little bit.
Yeah, groove it up a little bit. Yeah. Let's see you pull that off. And they can't. Like a lot of them can't do it. A lot of them really can't. I've been witness to it several times where it's like you got these guys that are just running arpeggios all the way across, and then you give them a slow blues jam, and it's like, dude, that's not
all they know.
That's not the song.
That's all they know.
Yeah, it is.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, a lot of those technical guys, though, just way over the top.
Oh yeah,
and they can't scale it back.
No,
a lot of them can't.
Eddie can. Eddie is a very technical player, but Eddie's also a jazz trained pianist.
Yeah.
So, he's multi-instrumented anyway.
I think a lot of the guys on the jam scene too, they can play like 1,000,000 notes a minute, but then they can kind of scale it back. And there's a few of them back there, but there's a lot of them out on the jam scene that are just like over the top, just note after note, just blistering, killing you.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, it's fun if that's your thing. That's your thing too. But I know what you're saying, man. I want some heart.
Yeah.
I want booty shaking type stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of funny because we got a compliment that day at Animal Jam when we went out to Bernhard's Bay. Guy came in and saw that we were a 3-piece band and literally was telling his buddy, "Oh my God, I don't want to stick around for this. I don't want this." And I think we played. I don't remember what it was, but we got done and we went on break, and the dude came outside and he looked at me. He goes, "Dude, you guys sound like you're a 7-piece band." And I looked at him. I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Dude, your guitar playing is phenomenal." And I just looked at him. I said, "I know 3 versions of the pentatonic scale: 1 below, normal, and 1 above. That's it." I said, "I'm not a very good guitar player, but I've kind of started to become better at it because I didn't really have a choice." So I started forcing myself. Like, I've been playing guitar for 23 years, and I just started to make myself a lead guitar player. So there's always room for growth.
Always.
Always room for growth.
If you're not learning, you're not growing.
No.
And you're going to grow. And, well, hopefully you're going to learn every day for the rest of your life, right?
I try to, at least.
The thing you stop learning is like, just tuck it in.
Yeah. Just be done.
Just be done with it.
Yeah.
It's important to learn something new every day.
I agree.
I try to learn something new every day. It's whether if I comprehend it or not is the problem.
Usually I comprehend it like 6 months later.
Yeah, right.
When it's in a useless conversation that like makes no sense, and all of a sudden I just throw out my random thoughts of facts.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? Why would you bring that up? I don't know. Just popped in my head. How do you even know that? Don't ask.
I know I asked you this before. I'm going to ask you again because you've only been in the area for like 2.5, 3 years. You said?
Yeah.
What made you come to Utica?
Girlfriend.
Ah. So she's originally from the area? Okay.
Yeah.
And did you meet here? Or like, how did that?
No, actually, we met in L.A.
You met in L.A.?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was like, I want to bring it to upstate New York. And you're like, ugh.
Well, no, actually, we met in L.A. and then, like, I moved to Texas, and then she moved back, and we started talking again a couple years ago, and it was easier for me to move up here than it was for her to leave here. So up I came.
What a culture shock for you.
It ain't that bad.
Well, what about winter?
It ain't that bad. I lived in Indiana for 6 years.
Yeah,
so,
you've done a lot of traveling.
Yeah. I mean, I lived in Indiana for 6 years, lived in California for 20 years, lived in Texas for 10 years, been here for 3, so.
Yeah, but a lot of those, like Indiana gets snow a little bit.
Our first year there, we got a blizzard.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we got a blizzard. We had 9 foot of snow. That was our first winter. That was my first winter from California. That was, you want to talk about culture shock? That was culture shock.
That's a culture, yeah.
Open the door and it's just a wall. Wow. This sucks.
For real, but it's so different compared to, I mean, LA is like.
Oh, LA is nice weather 24/7.
Yeah, it's nice weather, and it's, Glitterville, and it's glamorous, and everybody's plastic and stuff. And then you come here, and it's gritty. It's like down home blue collar type shit here.
I can't say anything. I lived the gutter life in LA, so
Did you?
I've always been a little gutter punk. So I knew the sleazy clubs and I knew the places to go.
Were you playing those sleazy clubs?
Yeah, we played a few of them.
Yeah.
I played a few of them.
Were you doing like the Orange County run there? Like,
Actually, at one point in time, we were playing. At one point in time, I was pretty much playing the whole West Coast. From San Diego on up into like Olympia, Washington, and stuff like that. Seattle. We made that run more than once. One of the last shows with that band was actually Phoenix, Arizona. We got in a huge fight in Phoenix, and we went home.
Mm-hmm.
We got kicked off the tour, and we went home, and then we got in a huge fight in the front lawn.
fist fight.
Yeah. It was me and the drummer versus the guitar player. Me and the drummer versus the singer and the bass player.
Band wars.
Oh yeah, no, we literally opened the van door and we kicked each other out and
Had it out, huh?
oh yeah. But we haven't. I really haven't spoken to those guys in 20 years.
It's so hard to keep a band together, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Like,
not.
You're in a relationship with all these other dudes, or
Yeah, it's something. Having a band, it's like having multiple wives.
right?
Luckily for me, I've got a wonderful bass player who is just.
A good wife.
I don't know. I think I'm the bad wife in that relationship. Sorry, Dan. No, he does, man. He goes over and above to help me out. I can't thank him enough. It's I got very lucky when I met him.
So coming here from LA, and how did you get into the scene? Were you doing like open mics or something like that, or?
Honestly, when I first got up here, like I just kind of started. There's a bar in Middleville. It's called Dibbles, and that was actually like I moved up here. We got here on like on like a Wednesday. That Saturday night, I was booked. Like, got here Wednesday. And by Saturday, I had a show. So I played out there, and then I was kind of playing there like every other week. Well, then. Like it started to grow from there, and then out of nowhere, people started doing videos, and people started reaching out to me. I was like, "Wow, this is a nice change of pace." I'm not reaching out to everybody, but I do. I do a lot of like video sending. So like, I'll reach out to a venue, and then they'll be like, what kind of music do you play? Like next year, we're going to Maryland. Like, we've got shows lined up in Maryland, looking at booking Boston, looking at booking Connecticut, probably going to be going to Oklahoma. So the band's going to be doing some traveling. Like, that's kind of why it's going to be a little bit sparse, because it's like, all right, we got to save up so we can go out of town this weekend, because I think we got a festival in Oklahoma that we're going to go do. So... yeah.
So you got some long-term goals, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. New record's gonna spike a lot of it, I think. So it's just time. It's time.
Yeah. You got a
Feels right.
projection for a date for the new album, or?
I'm hoping February. I was hoping to actually have it done by now, but like I said, with all the drummer issues, I didn't have anybody that would just come in and do it. So it kind of delayed the whole process. I was really looking at like an October release, probably like October 15th, 16th release. So it was going to be done last week, but then no players, no record. So hopefully I'll be able to get it done, here this winter, because like starting November, like my schedule slows down. I intentionally did that. Instead of playing 4 and 5 gigs a week, like I'm going to be doing 2 a week through the winter. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to be on the road all winter.
I don't blame you.
Getting my butt kicked by the roads. Mm. So 2 nights is good enough. I can keep it closer to home and be a little bit safer and smarter about it, instead of, like next week I'll be in Ithaca again. Like I've been doing that every other week, going out to Ithaca on Wednesday night.
Great town too.
Yeah, it's a blast. And but it's 2.5 hour drive, so it's it's always the drive home, even though it's only 9 o'clock. Like I still don't get home till almost midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and then next day you get up and you do it all over again. So it's those kind of gigs are going to slow down a little bit, and then we'll pick them back up in the spring. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to 2020. 2019 was a great year. Really busy. We really came together as a band. We did a lot of traveling this year as well.
Sounds it.
So, it's just a matter of building on to the foundation that was laid in 2019 to continue on with 2020. So,
and doing better, right?
Yeah. Actually, probably my goal for next year is probably 250. I'll probably do 250 shows next year.
It's a lot, man.
Yeah, it's a lot. It really is. But, it's just kind of one of those things of, like, I've got the huge show coming up on January 1st. That's gonna be a fun show. We're doing it at the Marine Corps League in Ilion, and we're getting their gym. So we're gonna do it. Tickets are $25 a piece for it, but I've got me, Dan, Brian, and Andy from Our Common Roots, Tame the Giant. They're gonna do it.
So wait, Tame the Giant's playing the show?
Acoustic.
Oh, okay.
It's a hangover party.
I'm a huge fan of Tame the Giant.
Yeah, me too.
Huge fan.
Oh, we did that show with Masucci, and they ended the show for us. Oh, dude, it was great. We had a blast. So I love those guys.
Love that, what they're doing with Tame the Giant.
Yeah.
I love Our Common Roots too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. No, Tame the Giant is great. Like,
that's awesome. I'm
little Debbie hooking up with an alien. I love it. If you're listening, Andy, I hope you are. But
it's great, and I'm trying to find them a big stage, and I think we did find them a big stage at the JCC, the Jewish Community Center, where we do Trip Fest.
Uh-huh.
And I think we might want to pull the Little Debbie Tame the Giant rock opera thing over there, because it's a giant stage and there's acting and there's scenes and set, so really go all out. But anyways, continue on with the show at the Marine Corps on January 1st.
Yeah, no, so it's me, Dan, those two, Gwen Lee out of Old Forge, Tim Ruffo out of Binghamton, and then Eric Slifka. So we're all going to do acoustic sets, and but it's $25. Tickets are on sale on event. They're on my page at the event. But with the ticket, you get a free Bloody Mary. So you get a free drink.
Hair of the dog.
You can get hair of the dog, and so it's a hangover party. So we're doing doors are at 2:00. Show starts at 3. You get your first drink free, and then you get seven artists, all acoustic, all original music. Maybe a couple covers here and there, but for the most part, it's an original music show. And we're gonna see how it goes. I'm hoping to make it a every year thing, but we'll see how this first one goes. So
yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Free Bloody Mary on your entrance into the venue. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way to hair the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, especially after New Year's.
Exactly.
To be rocking New Year's this year in Utica too, with the block party going on down on Genesee Street and Mo playing at the Stanley, and Utica's gonna be on fire this year.
Yeah,
I'm excited. It's gonna be a good year.
I'm still trying to book my New Year's Eve right now. Actually.
Yeah, well, you got your day after.
Yeah, I know, but I still want to do a band the night before.
Yeah, New Year's has been tough.
New Year, I've
Back
noticed
in the
that.
day, it used to be the night to play.
Well, I mean, it's always been New Year's Eve and Thanksgiving Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Those were always the two. And now it's New Year's
it's died off.
It's a ghost town.
Well, people either go to house parties or travel to see their favorite band, or they're just not doing anything. A lot of these DWI laws taking effect, of course, and there's roadblocks and whatnot. But you got Uber and all these ride-sharing programs that you can use and take advantage of.
I don't know. I think I'm going to try, and I got a couple more places I'm going to talk to, but I'm going to see about probably doing one closer to my house, probably Poland or something, Poland or Middleville or something like that. But with my birthday being the 20th of December, it's kind of hard to. The show I'm doing that night is in Newport at the Town Tavern. So it's I don't want to just 11 days later go back there, because we usually run 6 weeks out for those shows. So
is that how you space out your bands or your gig together?
Usually. Some places are every other month. Some places are, 6 weeks. I try not to do anything more than once a month.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's just something that is a revolving gig already. My Ithaca gig is a wing night. So the owner's a musician and he likes what I do, so I thank him for the support down there. So it's kind of okay, I'll come down there every other week. Like, no big deal.
It's a great town to get popular into.
Yeah.
Ithaca's it's gorgeous.
Yeah. Actually, I'm trying to get in the haunt right now.
Great spot. Legendary club. But Ithaca's that's the spot if you really want to like grow and succeed in your music career, because everybody's from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And a lot of New York City folk coming up state to do their learning and their schooling and whatnot. And if you could break in Ithaca, man, you could pretty much break in anywhere.
Oh yeah. So it's just kind of one of those things of one step at a time.
Cool little town.
One step at a time.
That's it, man. Day by day, brother.
Exactly.
If anybody's interested in booking you for a future gig or whatever, how do they get in touch with you?
Best place to do it is Ryan Matter, RyanMatter, band booking at gmail.com. That's the best place to do it.
Cool.
Or Facebook, if you're on the fan page. You can send me an email from there or message me from there, and I usually do that. Or I use everything I can to get booked. Facebook, the fan page, the email, the phone calls. So
I think more bands and more artists need to have your sense of hustle.
Well,
instead of just kind of chugging through, and because you're out there hustling, man. You're not just out there playing gigs, you're hustling.
No, but I mean, at the same time, there's a lot of guys that don't want to be this busy.
That's true.
I think that when you make up your mind that this is what you're going to do for a living, you change your mindset and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to work until I'm successful. Mm-hmm. And even then, you're still going to work. I mean, I don't care. Even Kiss still works. They're probably one of the most successful bands of all time, but they still work.
They're still out there.
I mean, Gene Simmons is the first one to tell you, hi, I'm Gene Simmons from Kiss. Like, I don't know.
It's hard to believe at their age, too, still doing. Paul Stanley still looks good, too, for his age.
Yeah.
He still looks, he might not sound as good as he used to. I heard a lot of their live stuff as backing tracks.
Yeah.
But he still looks good. He's in good shape.
Hey, he exercises a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny because, I mean, you look at some of the guys and, like, you look at some of the guys that have aged out so badly, and then you look at other guys like Slash doesn't look any different than he did in the 80s.
He doesn't. You're right. He looks. It's because he's got that mange of hair. You can never see what his face looks like.
But then you look at Duff. Like, Duff's a workout freak, so Duff looks great. And they're in their mid 50s. Like, they don't look a day over their 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Even Axl works out 3 hours a day, does vocal warm-ups, does the show for 3.5 hours, does vocal warm-downs while he's on a treadmill at the end of the night. Like, it's like, Jesus Christ.
It's funny how these degenerate rock stars from back in the 80s are now very health conscious about themselves and taking care of their body and their mind, body, and spirit. It's cool. It's cool to see, actually.
Yeah,
it's
great.
to see that people could turn it around like that.
Well, and it's kind of funny because a couple weeks ago, on like Google, that came up and they said, there was an interview on Duff, and they said, who's the hardest working person you know? And he goes, I'll tell you right now, it's Axl Rose. Like, this guy has 180. Like, he's not the same Axl he was in the 80s. Like, he doesn't have the complexes. When things go wrong, he laughs about it. He doesn't flip shit anymore and throw the microphone down and just walk off. He embraces it, and he's works 8 to 10 hours a day every day. And then they were like, well, what does Slash do? He goes, Slash wakes up in the morning, takes a shower, goes to the gym, takes another shower, and then for the next 12 hours he's got a guitar in his hand. Mm-hmm. That's all Slash does. And I'm just like, no wonder he's so good. That's all he does all day is just sit there and play.
He sleeps with that thing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure of it.
A lot of those great guitar players do. They're just constantly with a guitar in their hand.
If I wasn't building my studio, that's what I'd be doing.
Hey, jamming out.
Yeah.
Right. Good catching up with you, man.
Man, no, thank you for having me.
Promote some of your dates you got coming up and how people can check you out online and your streaming services and all that.
Oh, boy. Honestly, you can find the music anywhere. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer, any of your streaming platforms. As far as Facebook, it's facebook.com/Ryan Matter fan page. Instagram is at the Ryan Matter. Twitter is at the Ryan Matter. Gigs that we've got coming up. Oh boy. Let's see. This Thursday, tomorrow night, I've got the Scriba Town Inn in Scriba, and then Friday I'm at Monterey's in Pennellville. Saturday I've got the Halloween party for 16 Stone Brewery, and then the following week I'm back down in Ithaca on Wednesday. It's actually in Lansing, but it's like 6 miles from Ithaca, and then that Thursday. I don't know where I'm at. Oh, yeah, no, I do. I'm at Copper City Brewing in Rome. And then Friday, we're on Barrack Street with the band. We're at Lucan's.
Oh, cool.
And then that Saturday is the 2nd, and I don't know where I'm at. I couldn't tell you.
Go out there and support Ryan Matter, people. He's an amazing talent and kicking ass. I had to post your butterfly picture the other day.
That was a great picture. Are you kidding me?
Well, you're sitting there playing, and I'm just taking pictures of you during the Animal Jam, and the butterfly silhouette is behind you while you're playing. It's like, this is perfect. So I posted.
Yeah, I jumped out of my cocoon. What are you talking about?
Good stuff, man. We're definitely going to keep you in mind for some future gigs too. We got to put you on the radar on some of these events that we throw here at the D.
Dude, for sure. Let me know.
For sure, 100%.
You ever need a band that's, if anybody out there listening is ever looking for a band that is like a crossbreed between Social Distortion and ZZ Top, hi, I'm your guy.
That's definitely 100%. That's a great description, by the way. Great description. Before we get out of here, much love out to EJA Moving Services. When you're ready to move and relocate, hit up Eddie and his crew at 315-335-0516. He moves pretty much anything for you. Gym equipment. He packs your stuff up for you. If you want to move your office, he'll move your office. If you want to move your studio, Ryan, he'll move your studio. Whatever you want to do, Eddie will do it for you. He's a logistics guy. Hit him up, ejamoving.com. They're unbelievable company to work with. That's for sure. They get your stuff out there. Also, much love out to Nye Volkswagen in Rome. You mentioned the D, $250 off your next Volkswagen purchase. And much love to the CBD folks over at Utica Hemp Co. Check out CBD. Go into their 4 locations and see if CBD works for you. If maybe you're not into the oils, maybe you want to eat some candy. They have candy full of CBD. Check it out. They also have flour. They have dog treats. They have awesome merchandise too, by the way. Thanks to Joe and Chip too for always hooking me up with their merchandise. They got some really cool stuff, but they've been keeping me clothed for the last week. Check them out online at uticahempco.com. And also much love to Saranac and our friends over at Utica Coffee. Tomorrow, you know what I got tomorrow? I'm really excited for tomorrow's guest.
What you got?
I have the owner of Sub Pop Records coming on tomorrow, Bruce Pavitt.
No kidding.
Guy who found Nirvana, Green River, Mudhoney, all those
old badass punk bands.
All those bands from back in the day. In fact, he is the guy that coined the phrase grunge.
Yeah.
He is the guy that coined it.
Yep.
So I got him coming on. He's doing a thing at MVCC on November the 1st. It's called Experiencing Nirvana, where he does this slideshow of Nirvana from back before they blew up.
Bleach.
From Bleach, yeah,
Bleach.
exactly. From Bleach and all that. That album was great.
I
liked it better than Nevermind.
Easy friend,
Yeah.
I do with an ear to lend. That was actually the first song I ever learned how to play and sing at the same time.
Just going to ask you if you cover any Nirvana.
That's actually the only one that I actually like. That was the first song I ever learned the guitar solo for. The first song I ever learned how to play and sing at the same time. So, like, I used to piss my parents off because my dad hated that song so bad because Kurt's voice was so weird.
Whiny.
So I'd be in there like singing it in the back room, and my dad would kick the door open and just be like, "Shut up!" I'm like, "I want to sing."
It'd be interesting to talk to Bruce Pavitt, though. He's going to be coming into Utica on November 1st, but he's calling in on the show tomorrow, and we're going to talk Seattle grunge and the whole early 90s, late 80s vibe that was going on back then. And
yeah, shoot, man. You got even Duff was part of that scene.
Yeah.
McKagan. He was part of that scene because he was a Seattle boy that was in all those.
Yeah, he was playing in
all those bands,
punk bands, and then he just migrated down
to LA, and then he brought them up for the Hell Tour when everything went wrong.
Was the Hell Tour?
The Hell Tour was Guns N' Roses' first road trip. They borrowed a station wagon and tried to drive to Seattle, and it broke down in like Bakersfield, so they like had to hitchhike the rest of the way to play these shows that were booked by Duff in Seattle, and then they had to hitchhike their way back home with all their gear, and they called it the Hell Tour, and that was actually that was what made them because it was them being a band, and like that's what started the whole attitude with them, and like that's actually where Sweet Child of Mine was written because in the car ride up, Slash started messing with it, and Axel was like, keep doing that. And Slash didn't want to. He was like, I hate this thing.
No doubt. That's a great story. Never knew that. See, those situations would break up a lot of bands. Especially
Oh, yeah, no, it breaks
down
up.
on the side of the road. I've seen bands go by the wayside because of stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I've had bands break up because of stuff like that. But at the same time, like, me and Dan are pretty mechanically inclined. So if we have problems, like, me and him can pretty much fix it.
Yeah. It's
And like,
important.
I'm looking forward to actually getting the trailer because I'm gonna put a toolbox in the trailer. Like, psh, there you go. Now we can really not worry about it.
There you go. Right. It's smart.
Well, I mean, I'm an ASC certified mechanic, so
Right.
there's not much I can't fix as long as I have the tools. Like, obviously, there's stuff you can't do on the side of the road, but for the most part,
It's important to know a lot of that stuff, especially when you're on the road and you're a traveling band.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, too. When you're in a band, everybody should have, like, their own particular jobs.
yeah, I agree with you.
Like, you're the mechanic, and
Yeah.
you do the social media, and you're the music director, and you're booking.
That's not fair. Why do I do it all?
You do it all. You do it all. You're well-versed, Ryan.
No, I do. I gotta thank Dan. He does a lot to help out the band. So and I try to help him out with his solo stuff too. If you're in the Fort Plain area on the 26th, he'll be at there's a coffee house in Fort Plain that he's playing. I don't remember the name of it. I can look it up. Social media.
Social media.
Gotta love it.
Dan's playing acoustic.
Yeah, Dan's gonna be doing his Dark Country Road show.
They still
at
doing
the,
Casanova Frankenstein too.
I know that they just put out I know that they're putting out music and doing stuff, but they haven't really done any shows or anything lately. It's at High Wheeler Coffee on this Saturday at 7:00.
Nice. Go out and support your local music, people. That's what we preach on a daily basis here.
Support your local music and support your local musicians. I mean, it's an art and it's a scene. And without support, there's no way to keep it alive.
That's absolutely true. And we're going to end it on that note. Thank you so much for coming in, Ryan. You're a good man.
Hey, man, thank you for having me. It's always a blast.
Keep me posted when you got this album out so we can get out, play it, hang out.
Oh, yeah.
Do our thing.
Oh, yeah.
Next time, bring your guitar, too. We'll jam out a little bit.
I did, too.
Oh, plug your show, too. You do a video.
Oh, my Manic Matter Mondays.
Yes.
Yeah, every Monday on my group page, I do a Manic Matter Monday. This Monday got screwed up. My internet decided to keep crapping the bed on me, and I couldn't keep the video going. It kept just turning off. So the first time I tried to film it, I was in there for 20 minutes talking to a camera. It wasn't filming. Filmed a minute and a half, and it turned off. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I tried it again. And they're talking for 20 minutes. Got 45 seconds. It shut off. And I'm like,
oh, my God.
This sucks. So I tried it for the third time. It got 37 seconds. And I'm like, I'm done. I give up. But yeah, no, every Monday on my group page, it's actually the Ryan Matter Modern Outlaw fan page, but it's a group. I do like giveaways, but then I also have a series on there that I've started called Manic Matter Mondays, and basically I talk about the shows that are going to be coming up and everything that is going on for the week. So yeah, on top of still playing. Like I've been trying to get in there and play some more shows or like play like a song or two or something else, to kind of break it up. And we're working on it. So
keep it going, bro.
Oh yeah,
It's fun, right?
yeah. No, I enjoy it.
Yeah. Having a good time.
We're gonna be changing up the format a little bit after this week. So I got to get the internet figured out and see what's gonna happen with that. But we'll get it all worked up.
Right on,
we'll get
bro.
it all worked out.
Success and nothing less, my friend. And we will see you tomorrow with Bruce Pavitt. Later.
Thank you for calling the EC Radio Attitude Adjustment Line. Press 1 if you need a good slap in the mouth. Press 2 if you need a stern verbal lashing. Press 3 if you need a timeout. Press 4 to respond to the voices in your head. Press 5 if you need to talk to your mom. And if this is an actual emergency, please hang up and call someone who gives a shit.
Yeah, can you hear me?
EC Radio.
Only on the D.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broken everything. including your back? Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at Nye Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my Nye VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome, or visit us online at nyvwofrome.com.
Want to know what's going on at the D? Hit up DisruptionNetwork.net and check out our events calendar, brought to you by the Events Co. Find out about upcoming guests, special events, concerts, show schedules, community activities, and more. Get connected at DisruptionNetwork.net.